Moving on to the Golden State Warriors, because there's an article out there saying that the Warriors would match any offer going to free agent Harrison Barnes after this season. Any single offer going to him, because he is restricted free agent after this year. Is it a smart move to match anything that Harrison Barnes will be getting? Is it a smart move? Because they do have a qualifying offer of $5.1 million. I mean, would you qualify and then match anything that Harrison Barnes gets, or would you just want to sign him right away? What would be your game plan if you're the Warriors? Because you're tight on cap space, even with it going up. You're currently sitting at $74 million with the current contract you do have and the current contracts that will be expiring. You do have guys like Jason Thompson, who's getting $6.8 million. You got a guy like Andrew Bogut, who's getting $11 million. Iguodala, who's getting $11.1 million. What would your game plan be to do for Harrison Barnes? Because they want him back.
Oh, I say keep him. If you want him back, keep him. The way I would do it is we've got the offer. No one's offered at him yet. We'll see what happens. As soon as that offer comes in, we'll fucking take it.
Anything,
and
what if it's a max contract?
Some trash tier team's going to go max or near max.
If it's like a max, it's all about is Harrison Barnes really, like me?
Are you going to pay him $20 million a year?
I would, because, I mean, you look at this, the guys that they'll be losing for sure in free agency, Brandon Rush, Ian Clark, McAdoo, Barbosa, Varejao, Spates. The only ones making just prominent big money, but not so big, is Spates and Barbosa, which are like around, just over $6 million together. All the other ones, Varejao, you can have come back for cheap. He's only going $400K right now. You can bring guys back for cheap minimums to fill out that roster, even if you gave him $20 million.
I mean, Harrison Barnes, you look at Harrison, and we were talking about Bismack Biyombo possibly getting a max contract just because he had 2 good games. I mean, Harrison Barnes has just had a good career. I mean, the fit for the Warriors is perfect. So would I match it? Depends on the price, to be honest, because I don't really know if you give up every single thing, because the Warriors, they found great pieces in Spates. They found great pieces in bringing back Sean Livingston, a guy who had one of the nastiest injuries in the history of the league. Draymond Green, who was such a deep find there. Steph, who you really didn't take a chance at 9 overall, but you still drafted that player thinking he could be a cornerstone. Klay Thompson, a guy out of Washington State who was really not that big of a name. I mean, his dad had a bigger name than him there just because of his former career with the Showtime Lakers. You'll get Andre Iguodala, a guy who was looking like he was in the twilight of his career. I mean, they take chances and find guys who are on the downside of their career, or guys that really not ever got the chance. So do you think it's worth giving up everything for Harrison Barnes when you could probably find some cheaper replacements for him? And plus, you got Steph's contract coming up soon, and you're going to have to re-sign him. I mean, he's only making $12.1 next year. Do you think it's worth it to give Harrison Barnes a max contract?
It's whether you want to keep together this team. It's all about continuity. It's all about team play. I mean, that's what's gotten them this far into the playoffs. They play as a team. They go deep on the bench with these lesser-known names. Like you said, guys who, have had their troubles in their careers and have been playing up for this Warriors team. So Harrison Barnes, stat-wise, not spectacular, okay? This year he put up just shy of 12 points a game, pulled down about 5 boards. Not awful. He's a good defender. He can nail down shots when he needs to. He was shooting just shy of 40% from 3 and about 46% for 2. So he, by all means, very capable player. But is it worth upwards of 15 to 17 million a year to keep him? That is a scary number for me.
See, that's the thing. And we always make the comparison to the 96-97 Bulls because, I mean, they tied the record, or they beat the record. I mean, they're basically going on to be one of the best teams in the NBA. And the thing with the Bulls is they had the big 3. They had Rodman, they had Pippen, and they had Jordan. The big 3 for this Warrior team, it's Curry, it's Thompson, and it's Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, is Barnes an essential piece? I mean, that's kind of like giving Tony Kukoc. It's kind of like giving Kukoc a max contract. I mean, would it be smart there?
That was the one only thing I have that's very different in that day is the contracts for that Bulls team.
Oh my God, they were rigged.
It was all Jordan. It was Jordan got everything, and then everyone else got scraps. Mm-hmm. That's how. Well, the contracts weren't even split up fairly. Jordan was getting the lion's share and then some of all the contracts. To me, the way I see it, and this is kind of Harrison Barnes' value as a whole. And I'll throw this question out to you guys that I think we got to look at before we can talk about anybody else offering at him. Is Harrison Barnes a guy where if you're another team, give me this guy because we can win a championship with him. That's the question you have to ask yourself.
I don't think Harrison Barnes could be a star on any team. I don't think he's going to be an all-star. I think he's a very good starter for any team.
Or is he only good because he's on the Warriors?
No, I don't think that's it. I think Harrison Barnes showed potential out of college. I think they made a right pick in drafting him.
But the big question is consistency with him, because even if he's out there, he only played 66 games this year. But also, when he was out there, he wasn't always into it. He had some lackluster nights where he was just kind of cruising by. He's shown up pretty big in a couple playoff games. I mean, it's iffy. This is not a guy who is 100% consistent, who's not 100% all in. So you have to wonder, commitment-wise, if I'm ready to drop $15 million to $20 million on this guy, how ready is he to go all out for me?
See, I don't think he can be the face of a franchise, and for any franchise. I don't see any team that's like, yeah, Harrison Barnes is going to change our franchise.
But it's a great plug-and-play piece.
Exactly. I think he's a great starter.
Not even the Brooklyn Nets. He could change the Brooklyn Nets.
He cannot change the Brooklyn Nets.
Nothing can change the Brooklyn Nets other than about a nuke going off in Brooklyn.
Probably. Draft picks.
Yeah, I think probably 20 years will change the Brooklyn Nets just because they need that much time to get draft picks back. I look at this Warriors team, and I think having a guy like Harrison Barnes, that's a perfect fit. But is it a perfect fit for that much money? I say no. I say let him walk, because you look and if you don't let him walk, I still think you can find quality pieces there. Because if let's say they sign him, let's say they match a contract for $17 million. Let's say they keep him, and you're really scrapped because you're not going to be able to sign Spates. Spates is going to go get paid because this is a guy who can shoot from deep as a center. You're not going to be able to sign Leandro Barbosa because, if he's going to be able to put up points in the playoffs off the bench, that's going to be instant money for him, and it's obviously going to be a pay raise over $2.5 million. And I don't know if he's going to be a guy who's going to be like, yeah, we want to, or I'm going to take a pay cut for that. Festus is young. Festus is going to want to get paid. And I don't know if Festus is going to get that much money, but still, it's going to be much more money than you're going to pay, a guy. He's going to get more than $3 million a year. So I look at a guy like Richard Jefferson on the Cavs right now. Ooh. A guy who is having a resurgent career, a resurgent part of his career, playing phenomenally for the Cavs. His salary, $1.5 million. You can find players out there for the Warriors that are like a Richard Jefferson that can come back and have playoff experience and can still contribute some part of their career. I think you're going to be able to find guys like that. I think you're going to be able to find some players who can come in basically their twilight of their career and still be able to willingly give everything left they have just to win a championship. I think you're better off signing Harrison Barnes because this is a guy who knows your system. This is a guy who plays well in your system. This is a guy who knows the Warriors ball, and I think this is a guy that will be a key piece along the line. I think you keep him, and I think you go just scraps for bench players here. I think you're going to be able to bring a guy like Brandon Rush back, who's only making $1.2 million. Ian Clark probably not, but I think you'll be able to find guys like an Anderson Varejao who just want to win a championship and are willing to give something back. Well,
and the interesting thing that I look at too is I'm on the side of keep him on the Warriors, even if that means giving him a $20 million contract. And one of the things people are going to mention is, but Ricky, what about Steph? What about him? And after next season, you got to pay up for Steph Curry. Where's that money going to come from? I'll tell you one place it could come from. We talked about it in our pre-podcast meeting, was Andre Iguodala and Andrew Bogut are coming off the books that same year, $11 million each. Those are two guys where Kerr can easily go to them. Management can easily go and go, hey, how much do you want to be here? And both of those guys I could feel saying, yeah, I want to be here to win more championships, because it could be 3 in a row by that point.
Yeah, they could do some scary things. I think the upside is that Barnes is still a young player, and he still has potential to continue to grow. We've seen a smaller role out of him, but that's because he's got these big, giant guys shadowing over him with Steph Curry, with Klay Thompson, with Draymond Green. So maybe we haven't even seen the best of Harrison Barnes yet, because his potential is capped because of the guys he's playing around. And we've seen that in other cases where guys are just so overshadowed until they break free, we don't get to see everything out of them. But I like what you're saying with trying to find guys on the maybe downturn of their career and get some value out of them. One of the guys I look at is Luol Deng. He has played so many fucking minutes. It's incredible. But this man still has the pure willpower. He's a great defender. Would be oh my God, him matched up with Iguodala on that. Oh, so much defense.
I was going to bring that up. I swear to God, I was going to bring that up. I was looking at it. I was like, all right, Luol Deng's available, and then also Evan Turner's available. I know
Evan Turner would be interesting.
He's not able to
but-
shoot, and I think he wants a lot of money there just because he is a good player off the
But
bench.
we're not automatically assuming that Luol Deng's going to Minnesota because of Coach Thibs.
I mean, he might be. I mean,
Like,
I'm not saying
that's
he
what
would.
I think.
That's a maybe, but
He's
are you
him,
gonna pass
Noah,
up?
they're all, everybody who's got connections at an old Bulls team, they're off the board until Thibs says no.
But are you gonna pass up on a chance
No.
at the Warriors?
Also,
No.
Joe Johnson's available.
Joe Johnson
kind of.
I was
fits
lackluster about him. I mean, I had all the hype in the world for him coming in late in the season.
Here's the
he didn't
thing.
live up.
He didn't do awful though.
Here's
He did
the
not do
thing
awful.
about Joe
Yeah.
Johnson, and this is my only case for him to maybe be on the Warriors. Is he a guy that's not a 4 or a 5 that can add some length to a team that's been brutally mismatched against the Thunder because of their length? And then the Tristan Thompson and RJ were the two people that were just completely dominating the Warriors in the first half of Game 4. Is that a guy who maybe they can go, hey, maybe add some length to our team at the 1, 2, 3 like backcourt position?
Maybe. There's another guy that I do want to throw out there, and I think this one's kind of far fetched, kind of just completely out there. A guy who has been on and off, but a guy who's kind of known for defense. Lance Stephenson's a free agent. I mean,
Oh my
No,
God.
no.
Why not?
No,
You trying to wrangle in Lance
No.
Stevenson?
I'm just throwing it out there.
No.
He's shown it before. He's shown ability to stretch it out. Maybe
This
he
is
goes
a
to a team.
team.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his
just saying.
attitude. Isn't
This
going
is
to
a
fit that
well-run
culture.
team, and yeah,
saying.
culture is just no.
That's a reason
out
why
there.
Joe Johnson may not even be a good fit. I was just trying to make
Yeah,
some
that's why I don't have
sort.
Matt Barnes going. It's like Barnes, oh my God, he'd be an amazing defender. But at the same time, he's an awful person.
He is.
And you already have Draymond Green. There's only so much locker room cancer you can have.
Very true. And one final guy that I would love to see, but it's not going to happen because he just wants to get paid. Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah would be cool to see on the
Joe!
Warriors, but it's not going to happen.
No, we're all forgetting the
He
name
may
here.
stay in the Bulls. He may stay with the Bulls.
If we need a small forward, why are we not talking Kevin Durant?
Well, because money. We're talking money here.
Oh, we're
I
flooding
don't
everybody
know.
off.
You could, if you're going to give if you're going to give a max contract to
I
Harrison
mean,
Barnes,
that's the
why
thing.
not just throw it at KD?
Right? That's my question.
I agree.
If we're going to throw, no matter what the offer is, we'll match it. No, that's bullshit. Because if somebody offers Harrison Barnes anywhere above, I'll draw the line at 17 mil because that's reasonable to me.
I'll draw it at 15.
Anything over that, I'm like, why am I not just throwing all my cash at Kevin Durant? Just to see.
Is it one of those things though where the Warriors are probably like, you know what, he's going to stay with the Thunder?
I think it's because the series is still going on.
Oh, okay.
That is my answer, is because this is being recorded after Game 4 of the series.
That, and what if they're talking to him and he's just like, I don't want to go there. What if KD and the Warriors are like, all right, we're just gonna say that we want to match anything for Harrison.
Little smoke.
But you're our guy. If you come here, we're gonna win championships galore, dude. It's gonna be you,
Nobody can
Steph,
stop us.
Clay, Draymond. It's gonna be ridiculous. We already talked about this and how stupid it would be. I don't know if it would work. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Probably won't happen. But I mean, if you're gonna throw money at Harrison Barnes, why not KD?
Look at the smile that just got put on
Right?
Sean's face. It is like ear to ear.
It'd be fun.
Ear to
It'd be
ear.
fun. It'd be fun.